Okay, so this should be familiar. This is the FIESTA architecture overview, and what I'm going to talk about is this tool here, Testbed and resource registration. Now, this tool is actually the entry point for you guys, the testbed providers. So if you want to register a testbed and its resources, you have to use this tool. It's a user interface through which you can register testbeds and its resources. It's a user interface, and there are also REST APIs, but these APIs are at the moment for internal use. You can also use this tool to validate the annotations that you have described for resource and observations. It will use the semantic and syntactic validator in the backend, and this tool will be used in order to validate the annotations. The information that this tool retrieves from the user, from the testbed provider, is stored in two different places. It's stored in the semantic triple store and on the internal database, which is the testbed repository. Now, the testbed IRI is stored inside the IoT registry, which is a semantic triple store here. Okay, and all the other information, for example, the testbed name, the location, and this kind of information is stored in a non-semantic database, which is the testbed repository. Okay, couple of more things. I think this has been well discussed already. FIESTA is testbed agnostic, so you discovered using the IoT registry tool, and the experimenters and the users, they discover resources but not the testbeds. So, so the resources in this triple store have unique IDs, URIs. Furthermore, this tool is tightly coupled with the security, so you have to pass through the authentication, and then you should have proper authorization in order to use this tool to register testbed and resources. Okay, so if you are a testbed provider, you can use this tool in order to register testbed and its resources. But before you do that, you need to do at least few things. The first thing is specify an IRI for the testbed. Okay, you must implement and expose predefined testbed provider services API. For example, get observation or push observation, and this has been described by Nikos, and I think he's going to have another talk on TPS. Probably he will discuss this in detail as well. The next thing, which was actually discussed before the lunch break, you need to annotate resources and observations. They should be in line with the semantic model of FIESTA IoT. Now, once you have prepared these things, you're ready to register the testbed and resources. Now, the testbed and resources registration is a two-step process. First, you register the testbed, and then you register the associated resources. Now, registering the resources can be done by three ways. You can do it manually. You can do it by inputting the text. You can register multiple resources by inputting the text, entering the text into the UI. Or you can upload a file if you have annotated resource description file. You can use that and upload it in order to register the resources. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to log in. You need to have a proper account with a proper role so that you can register the testbed and the resources. So you go to the FIESTA portal at platform-dev.fiesta-iot.eu portal UI, You go to the menu, testbed provider menu, and then you select register testbed. You click on that, and then you click register a new testbed, and you will see this UI. Now in this UI, we have some sample data here. The first part of the UI, you can use it to validate the annotated resources and observations. Okay, so you can select a content type, a format, which is a pre-specified formats. There's a list. You can pick one, and then you can enter the annotated resource description here in this text box, and then click on validate observation. If it's a valid, you will get a message it's valid. Similarly, you can validate the resource here. Okay. The next thing is here where you provide the API key that you have exposed, and then the APIs, if it's a last observation, get last observation API, or whatever API you have exposed in order to integrate your testbed with the FIESTA. This is the TPS API that you have to implement. The IRI, this is unique for each registered testbed. This has been discussed as well. Then the location of the testbed, latitude and longitude. A name, for example, in this case, it's just a text name, Smart Standard, Santander. Then, if you provide the push last observation, if you expose these APIs as well, so you can specify the API key, and you can specify the URI through which this API can be called. Okay. Now, when you click on this dialog after providing all the valid information, this testbed will be registered. You can see a list of testbeds that are already registered here. Okay. This is the button that you use, register new testbed, to bring that window up to register a new testbed. Okay, you can use these icons to view further information that you have registered, you recorded during the registration process for each testbed. Now these testbeds, they are registered by one specific user. Okay, so it's only the testbeds by a testbed provider who registered all of them. And now if you click any of this icon to view more information, another window will pop up and you can see the information here. Once you have registered the testbed, the next step is to register the resources. And in order to do that, you select the second option in the testbed provider menu on the FIESTA portal. Once you click that, there are three options as I mentioned earlier. You can register devices, the resources manually. You can register them by text, or you can upload the annotated file to register devices. So you select the first option, register devices by manual. You can select the IRI of the testbed from this list. These are the testbeds that you have registered already, to which you want to associate the resources that you are going to register underneath. And then you click register manual sources, devices manually, and these options will pop up, will appear, and then you can enter the sensor ID. So this is the testbed which you have already registered. So you pick one of the testbeds, then you enter the URI for each resource, then the location, and you select the quantity kind that this device measures and the unit that it reports. If you select the option to register new devices by text, you can again select the content type, and then you can just simply insert the annotated resources text here. Okay, and then you can click validate annotated resource to validate before you save the resources. You can also register the new devices by upload. Same steps again. You select the content type of the file that you want to upload. For example, JSON LD or N3 or RDF XML. All this, you can pick any supported formats, and then you can upload the annotated source file by clicking the upload file and selecting the file sitting on your computer. You click save, and then when you go back, here's the list of resources that you have registered. For example, for this testbed, you have registered these resources. There are many more. You can actually scroll horizontally in order to have a look at more information. Okay, so this is it. This is an overview of how you can use the UI to register your testbeds. Now, I will request Hung to give you a demo of what we have just discussed. Okay, if there are any questions before we go to the demo, I can answer those questions. Okay, let me pass the. Okay, I'm gonna make you the presenter, Hung. Yes. Okay, you're the presenter now.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Go on. So from the portal UI, after user log in with that user one, it is one account in the portal UI, and navigate to tab provider menu, and first step to do the register testbed. And here I prepare some information up about a testbed. This is just fact data of a testbed, and from this list you can see that is a list of the testbed. The test user one already registered, and now we on register a new testbed. And as Ankin already present, we must input required information of a testbed to the on the field of a form. So I have prepared resource declaration here is one demo, and declaration and observation. Observation here. We can choose a content type. Content type can be, this is just sample demo of content type application LE-JSON. And you can try to validate. Yes, this is contour ontologies validator, one service inside FIESTA platform. Yeah. Yeah. And that we input the resource declaration also. We input resource declaration here. Content type application LE-JSON, and that we input some TPS information. For the moment, this is the information of the TPS. This is the API key, and this is get lag observation. Get lag observation. Yeah, and next information is name, IRI, latitude, and longitude. Input the name, IRI, and yeah, latitude and longitude. Here is example of testbed location. And here, yeah. We also have other few TPS put machine like put API key or put lat observation, put observation URL, but this is just a simple demo. We can ignore this field and click on save. Yeah, you see that a new identifier a testbed create with ID 29. Yeah, you can see the detail information of this testbed. Yeah, and we back. After we do register testbed, we can do register resource based on this testbed. By go to the menu and click on register resource. Yeah. You will see this is a list of the request register device by test user 1, and you can have three options: register by manually, by enter test, or by upload file. And I demo with the register device by manually. So the first step, we should choose the testbed IRI, right? You have register in step 1, register testbed, and then we click on this button to add the sensor information. And here we have some manually example. This testbed had 2 devices, and we input manually a piece information and quantity K is temperature, and unit of measurement is degree Celsius. And latitude and longitude. We input manually this information of a sensor and input this information. Yeah. And if we want to add more manually, so we click on this button to add the second information. And latitude, longitude, and longitude. And quantity K and unit of measurement, quantity K, battery level, and unit of measurement is %. So battery level, and unit of measurement is %. And after we fill information, we click on Save to register resource. Yeah, you will see the new identifier already created. Yeah, and the second option, we can register by enter the text. And like before, we should choose one of content type of the text. Here in our demo, it's just using application authorization, and I prepare this tag. You remember that this tag can be generated by annotated YouTube from IoT registry, and I copy this text and fill information. Before you do the register, you can do the validate this document first, and if it's valid, so you can click on register, and a new identifier will create. So register by test success. And the third option, you can register by upload file, and like register by test, but you can upload the file. For the moment, we accept on extension of the file, but the size of the file is just maximum 10 megabytes. So I can choose this data And here is the upload file, and you can save. Yeah, so new identifier will create. So that means register success. You can see the content type of txt is the content type is line instead. And after you register success, you can see the detail of the register. This is just detail of the request and response from UI. It's not in this UI we not manage the resource. The resource will manage in IoT registry service in semantic database. Rather we just keep track the information of the user already registered. So that's all from outside. Here's the demo of Testbed and resource registration. If you have any question or comment, please let us know.
Thank you very much, Hung. Guys, do you have any question? Right. So no news is a good news. That means everything is transferred. Luis, over to you now.
Okay, thank you, Akil. Thank you, Hung. As we were, as we discussed this morning, and let's say in the previous slots of the tutorial, this part, let's say, this access to registering testbeds and resources will only be allowed to you once, let's say, you can demonstrate your capacity for annotating correctly both resource descriptions and observations, and also the capacity of your TPS. I mean your TPS in working order. So basically, this is the initial part on which you have to concentrate, and then this testbed registration, resource registration will be something that is the, let's say, the actual instantiation of the integration. But let's say your work begins much before you are entitled and in the position to go through this.